Mr. Hookem has asked to take the floor. Please proceed, Mr. Hookem.
Thank you, Mr. Schulz. Earlier today, Mr. Weber made a defamatory statement against me, which you supported. Can I ask that both you gentlemen leave this building where you don't have parliamentary immunity and repeat those statements so I can take legal action against you?
Mr. Hookem, I have forwarded the dossier relating to you to the prosecutor's office in Strasbourg. Any further investigations against you or about you are in the hands of the prosecutor. I can say no more, and I have not communicated anything else to the House. If you want to take steps against me by civil procedure, you can go ahead and do so. Do that here in Strasbourg, in Germany. I would have no problem at all with seeing you in court. I'd be very pleased to do so. Mr. Farage.
I said in this chamber that I felt the French Commissioner, Jacques Barrot, was unsuitable to be a European Commissioner because he'd received a conviction for embezzlement and been suspended from public office. Despite the fact what I said was true, it caused a huge outcry. And I was told that because he'd been amnestied by President Chirac under French law, it was an offence ever in public in France to refer to the incident. So there was a lot of speculation over whether the French police were going to come into this building and arrest me. But the President of the Parliament at the time said, no, that is not the case, because the European Parliament, rather like the United Nations in New York, is an organisation whose buildings are extraterritorial. So that ruling was perfectly clear. How can it be, with that precedent having been set, that you can refer an alleged incident between two MEPs that took place in an official committee room in this Parliament to the French police? Can you please tell us, are these buildings extraterritorial, or are we actually here now in France under French law?
Herr Farage.
Mr. Farage. First of all, we have the rules of procedure, and that is what MEPs are subject to according to the rules of procedure. Members are bound by minimum standards, and that would include mutual respect. In the last plenary session, Mr. Wolf left the plenary chamber and collapsed on one of the bridges just by the plenary chamber and required immediate medical assistance, which was also provided by colleagues who are qualified doctors. Mr. Wolf was taken to a hospital here in Strasbourg. It became clear from tests there that the collapse was the result of a physical attack on his head. I mean, specifically, he was hit on the head. So, we asked Mr. Wolf. Mr. Wolf explained the situation from his viewpoint. I forwarded the matter to the relevant committee. The committee that's in charge of the code of conduct for members. The committee recommended that the issue be passed on to the French authorities, to the French prosecutor's office. Why? Yes, we are extraterritorial, but that doesn't mean people cannot be prosecuted for criminal activities. That would be a pretty remarkable conception of extraterritoriality. if crimes are perpetrated in this House, then they are subject to prosecution, subject to the law of the country concerned. Here, France. Mr. Wolf has made a statement. Mr. Hookem, you've made a statement. I am obliged to communicate to the House what I do in this case. If somebody says, I have been attacked and as a result suffered physical harm, and another one says, no, I did not do that, I'm not a judge. What I do is forward this to the French authorities. What I find it regrettable is that as President, I have to communicate to the House that one member has struck another. That's the real scandal here.